Sparkle enough for you?
It's gorgeous.
Oh, I want to see a picture of you in that bedroom. You could use that for a My Pillow. You know, I was going to call you Pokey Lindell.
It is so freaking nice.
So I wanted to see, before we go in by the coffee machine, I wanted to see how this paint looks outside. Wow. I'm not sure you can see that. Well, last night the weatherman was true to his word. We had a frost, very small, but had we left all the plants outside, we might have lost some plants. I don't know. My years of being an intense farmer, it's always good to bring them in if you can. But anyway, I'm glad I didn't stop charging the batteries, because again, I'm fussy about, I want all the bikes ready to go anytime, day or night, like an Air Force jet fleet or something. I don't know what. I thought winter was over. What the hell's going on here? Get up, I gotta put a coat on. Oh my God. It was so nice a week ago. We were out riding. Oh my God. I wanted to show something. This is beautiful. And I'm gonna take this out in the sun, because Pokey and Steve are supposed to pick up their stuff today. I don't know if we got any lighting here. This is not really a video studio. But this job, if you look back on the videos from the last week or two, I don't know how long it was, this was really a rough job. This was really something that I am shocked how good this came out. And when I took this outside today, and I brought it out in the garage, because Pokey's supposed to stop by today, the sun is bright. It's just 35 degrees that the sun is so bright. I looked at this paint in the sun and I said, wow, is this ever a nice color for somebody that's anticipating painting a set of wheels, or maybe a part that normally would be chrome? And I was thinking a good choice might have been, if I couldn't get that headlight from Economy Cycle, I could have painted the rim this color. This is the next best thing to having chrome. This really did come out nice. I'm not sure you can see it. I'm in a few minutes, when I feed the fish and everything, I'm going to take it out in the sun. You can't believe how this looks in the sun. So again, it's a funny story. Pokey said he's not gonna put this on the bike. He's going to put it in his bedroom. He could be the My Pillow guy. You know, hi, I'm Mike Lindell. If you sleep on this pillow, you'll win MotoGP races. I don't know. Anyway, I was very happy yesterday looking at those old pictures of Glenn from when he had his the DUCATI, the first one. Boy, did that bring back great memories. And I want to again thank Glenn. Glenn is doing some good work down there at the food bank, helping through this virus. Thank you, Glenn, and thank you for the many times he's helped me out. But anyway, the A-team is the A-team, and basically we have a lot of good memories. But this tank, this is going down in history as one of my finest moments. One of my finest pillows. Hi, I'm Mike Lindell. I painted Pokey's tank. I don't know. See, this is what happens when you don't have your coffee early enough in the morning. And last night I spoke to Rob about maybe getting our test ride in the next week or so, and his job, like everybody that's worked through this virus stuff, his job is so unpredictable that when it happens, it happens, it happens. But I just thought it was something I was really looking forward to. And in my mind, I had planned this all out like a kid, like planning a kid's birthday party. I thought, wow, what'll happen is we'll make a cookout that day, and we'll have Miles over here, and we're going to have this big party, and then I'll hand Rob the key, and boom, he'll go for a little test ride and come back and say, Wendy, you're the greatest grandpa in the world, or something, you know. Thanks to the virus, it doesn't look like that's really coming to fruition the way I planned, but you know, dreams are free. So you always have to remember, the late George Venturini used to remind me, dreams are free. Well, and looking back at some of that old footage of when we were working on Glenn's DUCATI, and Luciano was over here, and I'm not sure I even have pictures or video or what, but I've been digging through the archives there to find stuff. Those were days I don't think will ever come again, because we were younger then, and we had a lot more energy. And what happens when you're new to something? Like an example is, you just buy a brand new bike. When I bought this in '82, every ride you go on is like a tremendous adventure. Then later on in life, the groundhog starts coming up out of the ground, but then you find some way of making it not Groundhog Day. And for me, what makes it not Groundhog Day is trying to ride a different bike every once in a while, at least every 2 or 3 days, switching off the bikes. That keeps me happy at this point in my career. And then switching off to a bike that's much lighter and more nimble, and onto a bike that's heavier and faster, and then going and riding the big sport bikes, the 1000cc sport bikes. Well, it's kind of a very eclectic thing. Keeps the groundhog away. And my original plan when I started, and I had this in my mind, what I wanted to do, and it almost came to fruition, not totally, but the party's not over yet. I wanted to have one bike from every 10-year era, a 70s bike, an 80s bike, a 90s bike, a 2000 bike, and then at the very end I thought, well, at the end of it, I'll buy the ultimate bike. Now I know exactly what I want. Well, you know what the problem is? I like the old bikes more than the new bikes. So I kind of boxed myself into a corner there. But what I came to appreciate more than anything else was having something that's a custom bike, that's a one-of-a-kind, and I don't ride up to the village market and I see 6 other ones sitting right next to them. And for me, that kind of floats my boat. But it's time to feed the fish and have coffee. Now you can tell how cold it is by how little interest the fish have in their food this morning. And when it gets cold, they stop eating. I wish that were the case with me. Well, it looks like pretty much all of the outdoor plants that we have planted are still doing fine. But it was definitely frost on the pumpkin last night. So I wanted to see, before we go in by the coffee machine, I wanted to see how this paint looks outside. Wow. I'm not sure you can see that on the video, but that paint is absolutely spectacular. Wow. That is amazing. I have seen a lot of colors of silver that I've liked over the years. This is one of them I really like. And boy, did it turn out to be a good idea to bring all the plants in. Who the hell knew it was going to get this cold? Wow. It's still cold out there. Amazing. And boy, when it gets cold out there, there is nothing better than coming into the house and having a cup of coffee. And the birds always agree. Whether it's warm or whether it's cold, Grandpa Windy always gives us some seeds to keep him company in the morning. So it just turns out Pokey and Steve are coming at exactly the same time. I don't know if they're holding hands or what the hell they're doing, but they're both due here momentarily. The main thing is it matches the shoes. Hey, yeah, put it on at the head. That's going to look very... Watch him drop the damn thing. We got enough touch-up paint. Don't worry about it. Yeah, give it a couple days before you buff it out. For sure. Then the shoes got to go. Glenn's helmet and your shoes. What a combo.
It's not the right...
Yeah, they're close enough. You're playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. Don't worry about it. All right, I just got to wait for Pokey to get here. He's usually on time. You're going to ride tomorrow? It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. Today. Ay, what a day.
I don't think so.
I don't know where this cold weather came from. Was it cold up by you? We had frost on the car this morning.
Vortex. It's snowing up.
Yeah, it's snowing up by Midley, I know.
Massachusetts, so
all right.
we're not so bad.
Yeah, now that would look tasty. I like that. You know, the custom car shows should hire you for design car.
Need a little red.
That's a farmer's pickup truck. All farmers prefer pickup trucks. 4-wheel drive, too. All right, catch you later, my friend. Take it easy. Okay, one down and one to go. Get Pokey's stuff out of here, and we are get back in the house where it's warm. This weather, unpredictable. Holy mackerel. But it's supposed to warm up tomorrow. I think we're just going to cut our losses here. And just for reference, we did do this economy cycle headlight retrofit. That was about as easy of a headlight retrofit. Now Steve's got a problem with his bike. There's a short circuit somewhere. And I was thinking one of the things when you had, and he's got different electronics on the bike, but worth mentioning, when you put on an aftermarket headlight, or in the case of you have the the RD is really, when you get the last of the wires put here and put there and put there, and then you shove that light in, it has a possibility you could pull one of the connectors apart or make something rub, or But taking the headlight off the bike and making sure everything is right. And what I did, worth mentioning if you have no interest in the video, is every step of the way I checked that all the features work, that I haven't pulled off. Because if you all of a sudden the left blinker doesn't work and you don't have the headlight bulb in yet, you can at least diagnose it and see what the hell went wrong. But that worked out great. That was just a really nice job. Economy cycle. And Joe Padula was the one that he gave me the website, and then Luciano found the headlight. Now, just for reference, and I thought while I'm waiting for Pokey to get here, this is kind of interesting information because I've had the headlights on these apart many times. The GS has clips at 4 different positions to hold the wires back in position. And in the first time I took it apart, I said, oh, I hope I got the wires in the right position. And then I was all concerned about that because this is a big headlight. This is much bigger than the one Turbo Steve has. And then getting that when you go to snap this in, and then you have to line up one screw on this side and you have to twist it and turn it. And it can be tricky. Not hard, it's just tricky. You just can't take it and go bang and hit it with a rubber hammer. Now, headlight story that's worth telling. I had a Kawasaki, the first of the H1s, and I wanted to put one of those little square headlights on it because at the time, that was the big custom thing. I went out to AutoZone, bought the headlight, never thinking, because the bike was all taken apart to be painted. I painted it before I ever even rode it. So what happened was, I wasn't aware how I had to stuff those wires in and drill out the back and make a big hole. And when I was all done, they really didn't fit. I was working, stuff them in and do this and do that and take it apart 4 times and then try to bury some of the wires under the tank. And I never realized how much stuff in a headlight like this, if you make a custom cafe racer, it's a major thing to get all that stuff hidden. Or if you would have put a little tiny headlight. So. And my poor H1, when I sold it to Frank, it had that little square headlight. If you ever had to take it apart, good luck with that. So Karen is making my decision easy here. She wants to work on her garden this afternoon, even as cold as it is out here. So once Pokey picks up his stuff, this looks like we're going to have a very, 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 very short day. But I do want to get him his stuff. I know he's interested in seeing it. Now this is Karen's latest thing. We got these... They're bags. They're actually 20-quart bags, I think, to grow vegetables in. We've got to see how these are going to work out. She's excited about seeing this stuff. We've been watching vegetable videos all morning. So Nanda Navola will love this. We got 10 of these. Oh, maybe there's more in there. I didn't even count them. But it's basically a soft thing you plant in, and it allows it to breathe. It allows the soil to breathe. So I don't know if this is really going to be, it's for vegetables. Maybe you could put flowers in it too, but obviously we got to fill it up with potting soil. That's what we're going to do this afternoon, one of the things. And she's going to start planting her vegetables in this cold weather. Whew. So it's time to take everything out of the back porch now. It's warmed up to 40 degrees and not supposed to go no more frost warning. Hope we've ducked a bullet. And time to put up our hanging baskets. Boy, it's so cold out here. It's amazing how this weather has changed. Listen, I hear bikes in the background. The real macho men of the world that ride all winter. I'm not sure Karen's going to enjoy working out here this afternoon. It is really, really unexpectedly cold for this time of year. Wow. So this is pretty funny. I've been on the phone for 15 minutes with Pokey. He got lost. He just pulled up in front of the house, but I want to tell the story before he gets here. It's pretty funny. I told him bring a blanket. So he's got to get a blanket. But in getting the blanket, he forgot the directions. So you can't make this stuff up. He's going to love this tank, though, believe me. You know, I thought your name was Charles Atlas. It really should be World Atlas. Now, I got lost going to your house. You got lost going to my house. We're even.
But I always bring that map.
Yeah, always, except for today.
Except for today. I can't believe it.
That's what the captain of Titanic said. I never hit icebergs except today. Oh, Jesus. Now, tell me that doesn't sparkle enough for you?
It's gorgeous.
Oh, I want to see a picture of you in that bedroom. You could use that for a My Pillow. You know, I was going to call you Pokey Lindell.
It is so freaking nice.
It came out great, didn't it? Wow.
Came out
And I think I got 90% of the rust out of it, but we're going to find out the first time you go 10 miles from home.
I've got new,
Wendy, come and get me.
new gas line.
Yeah, get new everything. Don't fool around. By God. Now, even as a professional painter, I have to admit, I love that paint. Luciano would like that paint on his Ducati wheels or something. Wow, that would be awesome. That's going to be one of the nicest BMWs. I don't care. I hope you're going to clean the rest of the bike up. Promise me you're not going to ride around like Mark Morgan with the wheels all dirty and the paint all brand new.
The wheels are going to take a lot of work.
Well, get them clean, baby. Get them clean. You ain't going to ride today. It's so damn cold out here. Watch, your tank's going to blow off.
I've got more moss. I got to.
And all you owe me here now, I got to have a picture of this bike when it's all put together and out on eBay. So Pokie's the happiest BMW owner on the East Coast now. All I have to do to make my day complete is make sure Karen's the happiest woman. We got to go dig some dirt, start the tractor, feed the mule, who looks a lot like me, by the way. But before the farmer goes back out to the field, actually I finished up the whole pot of coffee today. This is why we work. We need to turn the farm over to him when we're done. Farmer Miles. So the first thing my boss would like me to do is fill up 10 of these buckets with 10 bags of potting soil. She is a demanding boss. So it looks like Karen was right. It takes almost a full bag of potting soil to fill one of these tubs, but this is where she's going to put her vegetables, so we're going to be eating off this all summer. So are you a happy girl?
Yeah.
And you can't make them any bigger than that. I can hardly move them as it is, and they're not even wet.
But the dirt is
So, no, you got to leave them a little. They're so flexible. The problem is, as soon as you fill them up to the top, it all dumps over. It's not a good thing to fill them up. I already tried filling one up, and I just made a mess. So, are you a happy girl? That's what I need to know. You're happy? You got dirt? You got plants? Got a dirty husband? He's filthy?
here's the deal.
Isn't this fun? So our goal is always to have a happy wife. She's happy. She's got dirt. She's got potting soil. She's got wisteria. Holy mackerel. The girl who had it all. So even though we got 70-mile-an-hour winds blowing here, this day turned out really productive, and Karen is really a happy girl. Her farm is coming together. We even found 5 more pots for her to fill. How happy can a girl be? So I hope you enjoyed watching our video and seeing how happy Pokie and Steve both were with their projects. I'm happy with the garden. And most of all, Karen is the happiest girl in Rutherford. That always works for me. So hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. We had a great day today working in the garden, doing some stuff for Karen, Pokie, Steve. They picked up their parts, but I wanted to share this. This is a great set of photos from our archive of a day, an A-team day that worked with Glenn, and what we did on there's the green bike before I painted it. What we did, we had gotten Glenn had gotten the engine back from Olson, and the motor mount had been welded. The thing had a broken motor mount, and we were going to install it this day. And Luciano, if I remember right, Luciano came over and gave us a hand. It wasn't, yeah, I guess he did. It was truly an A-team day. Now, I always, back in the day, I used to take a lot of photos, not video, because I wanted to share these. I thought somewhere down the road, these are going to be they're going to be priceless, actually. I know they're priceless to Glenn. They're priceless to me, and maybe to Luciano too, because we shared this day, and these are rods we put through the engine so we could pick it up. And yes, Luciano was there that day, I'm sure. He came by to lend a hand, and this was, what's important about this day is we really had a team effort. Since Luciano had some good knowledge of taking the Ducati engine in and out, and Glenn and I had a lot of muscle power. Well, Glenn had a lot of muscle power. I'm basically in management here. Look at this manager. But anyway, the good news is, even though we had this was a long day. We managed to get the whole engine in, and with with 3 guys, it's a lot easier than with 2, I'm sure. And then what I do remember about this date, it was funny. There was 2 things. Number one, we tried to get it in and without taking a water pump off. I don't know why. I don't think, maybe Glenn didn't have a gasket or whatever, but that got to be an iffy thing. But then the funniest thing of all, and I guess anybody that's got one of these bikes knows this, to get the airbox back on and line up the boots and line up everything so it all fits without being under any stress, it is a little more difficult than you think it is. It's one of those jobs that when you see it's all done, it looks so easy. Oh yeah, just do it. When you have to be the one doing it, it's like the example is children. Everybody's a great parent until you have kids. Well, this is the kind of thing. It looks like an easy job, and probably for a Ducati mechanic that's done it 100 times, it is easy. And here, look at the red bike in the driveway. That's the green bike before I painted it. There it is. That's when it was still a track bike. It still has the tape all over it and everything. But anyway, beside the point. We're at this day, Luciano had to go, but he did come over for the important part of it. And things you remember about the day. I remember that air cleaner, and I'm sure Glenn remembers it. Oh, and I remember KARYN made us coffee within snacks and with everything. But this is the essence of the A-Team. When we started this years ago, and the A-Team was in, in its peak, and we had Bob Nivola. We used to go to Bob Nivola's house in the cold weather, and go to Vince's shop for certain things, and go to my house for certain things, and we'd get several guys show up for every one of the A-Team meetings. Now, it's a little different now, and that's why having these photos, to me, it's a priceless thing. Absolutely priceless. Now, I know Glenn will remember this, and again, I'm trying to give him a little bit of a pat on the back because he's doing this work for the food bank now during the coronavirus. I know he's working late, and I know it's the kind of job that's probably very underappreciated. I don't know if this is the sprocket he took off. He took a sprocket off that had 1 tooth missing. Maybe this is when he took it off. I don't even know. But we did take a sprocket off of his bike when it was new. I think we were replacing a chain, and it had 1 tooth missing. Maybe that's not on this set of pictures, but it's all beside the point. Now Glenn, like me, he likes to get everything clean before he puts it back in. And we work, that's why we work good together. We work well. And he did a nice job cleaning up the motor and a nice job getting us all assembled. And we both learned a lot. We shared a good camaraderie here. I mean, this was a day I will never forget. I'm positive Glenn will never forget it. I know Luciano had a lot of good laughs this day. And what happened is when we started this day, well, I want to back this up a little bit because I have another set of photos to share later. And that's of taking the engine out. When Glenn had never taken a Ducati engine out, and I hadn't either. But I know my way of doing things. And I told Glenn, get the bike here by 9 o'clock. And at lunchtime, that engine will be out. And he said, oh, no way, no way, no way. Well, it was 11:45, and the engine was in Miles's wagon. And on its way to Olson to have the motor mount welded. And so it was quite an adventure. And these photos to me are priceless because a lot of this stuff, I haven't forgotten it, but I just haven't recalled it as clearly as I should have. And I remember there were other things, getting a battery. I mean, I just went over this. Had some issue with the battery not fitting. I think it's because it was a different size battery, or it was a lithium or whatever it was. I don't know what we're shaking hands here for. It must be before the virus. And I remember that the exhaust system was tricky to get on. There was a little bit of an issue. Getting the exhaust system on was not as idiot-proof as I thought it would be. But then, of course, Miles came by that day. Look how young he is here. And we took a little break. And like everything, when you work hard and there's the exhaust system on, and you have family support and friends over, I don't know how life gets any better than that. You know, I watched a thing, and I'm always like this. I know I repeat a similar story over and over, but this is true. I watched them build on how it's made, how they make a Bugatti. And it's, they're making a $4 million car and every stitch of leather has to be a certain way and this and that and that. And I'm thinking, there's some guy, he buys the Bugatti, he goes out for a ride. Yeah, he steps on the gas and it's faster than an RD by a little bit, not that much. And yeah. But the bottom line is he having more fun than Glenn is having right here? Now, I know Glenn is having fun here. I know because I had fun when I take things apart myself. We have the same passion. Here we are getting that airbox on. That airbox is a killer to get on. I don't know why. Things don't line up easily and somebody else came. I think there's one of his friends. I don't remember who this is. Somebody did come over to help us, and you need 12 hands and 14 screwdrivers and dynamite and a mule with no shoes to get this thing on. But we got it on, of course. Well, we thought we got it on. I'm not sure. I do remember it was difficult, though. Now, the way this played out at the end of the day, and this is always the way it plays out, you work on a project like this, you're not sure if you can do it. You're not positive. Yeah, you're a little bit apprehensive. You say, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when it's done, you feel like you conquered Mount Everest. You feel like you just won a MotoGP or like you hit the lottery. Yeah, we were working late at night on this. And I think this kid's name is Danny. I think it's a friend of Glenn's that came over. We worked late at night on this project, and there's the old track bike. Oh, there's the RD. Yeah, we did work late at night. But Glenn, I hope you do get to see this, and I hope it brings back a lot of good memories of a long time ago when we was fab. Boy, and we was fab. Not sure we're fab anymore, but we had some times that are worth remembering.